Now, Andrew, tell me about the wet paint gallery.
Hi.
You're the curator, is that right?
I am indeed. Well, seemingly. This is the wet paint gallery. It's come up as a community response to an empty space in an economic crisis. We had an event occurring in the town a couple of weeks ago. Some of the business people locally suggested that perhaps a good idea would be to fill the space with local art. The gallery came together in about 48 hours, and we have what you see around us now. Our intention going forward really would be to try and develop on the back of the initiative itself, to draw on new art coming out from artists locally in the town, and to work it on a community basis so that we're not paying commercial rates. And with a hope to make perhaps at a later date operating classes, etc., within the space and within the venue. We'll have a number of openings, perhaps 6 or 8 major openings a year, but certainly we'll be looking at throwing a continuous collective art exhibition on here on a daily basis.
You want to tell me a little bit about your own art?
Okay, thanks. Really put me on the spot. My own stuff, I started painting a couple of years ago. It was an accident. And really what happened for me was I walked into a room full of artists and I was asked to join them. Within 6-8 months of that, I'd realised that, yeah, I had a talent for doing something. I have experimented over the last couple of years with various media, various colour applications. And I think what I'm finding now is that I want to go for something a little bit softer, a little bit gentler, and strip down as much as possible out of landscape, so that it's done in the minimum amount of strokes, the minimum amount of colours, allowing the viewer really to build up their own landscape at the end of the day.
Can you tell me something about this?
Ben Pateman. Well, actually, Ben is an artist living here in Athy, and in fact, he's right behind us. I'm going to draw him in.
Can we get Ben on board? Ben, can you come over and talk to us here?
Have a chat with us about your paintings. I'll step out.
Hi there.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself there, Ben?
I can do. My name's Ben Pateman. I'm originally from Watford in England. I moved to Ireland about 10 years ago. I've been painting for around 15 years. It's a passion of mine. I suppose my aim is to find a natural style, my natural style. I've been experimenting mainly over the last 10 years or so, different mediums, anything I can get my hands on really. But I always come back to oil painting. That's by far my favourite medium.
Can you explain the one I'm filming now, Ben?
Well, this is sort of maybe a slightly surreal still life. I did this last year. Again, it's using oil paints. I like the brightness of the colours. It's not like a sort of your standard still life. It's more bright and vibrant than that. So I try and fit colours, as much colour as I can into my paintings generally. This one here.
Can you tell me a bit about this one?
This I do a lot of work on graffiti projects. I teach art to young people, and generally do a lot of street art, graffiti projects, that sort of thing. This is an image that I've been very interested in, and I've practiced painting freehand, so I can reproduce it whenever I want. And this is a variation of a picture that I've done quite a few paintings of, sort of inspired by manga art maybe.
A lot of work gone into that, Ben, and there's a lot of work gone into this one on the corner, which I'm very interested in. How long did this one take you to do? I believe it's made out of wool, is that right?
That's right, yeah. This one here is made out of wool, basically, and it's stuck down with starch.
How long did this one take you to do, Ben?
Well, funnily enough, I started this last year and I shelved it. I worked on it for a couple of months and I sort of lost interest in it. I couldn't see it developing, so I put it in the shed. Came back to it 6 months later with a fresh set of eyes and thought it had a bit of potential, so I started working on it again.
It's one of my favourite pieces.
Thank you very much.
How long did this one take you to do, roughly?
It's hard to say. I mean, in terms of hours, it's a very tricky one to say. I mean, if I was working flat out, maybe 2 weeks, but that would be working flat out, you know. and obviously you've got to spend a bit of time to critique it and have a look at it and, you know, see what needs to be changed. The difficult thing with this painting was laying the wall, because when you've got sticky fingers, you lay the wall and then other bits of wall stick to your fingers.
Right.
So it's a very sort of delicate, it's a bit awkward actually. It's a bit
awkward, yeah.
process, but yeah, I was delighted with it in the end anyway.
Well, thanks very much, Ben, and best of luck to you in the exhibition.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Miss McHugh, you want to tell me a bit about your art? Come on, let's go. Let's go, girl.
Right. Hi, my name is Athy McHugh. I'm a local artist. I'm actually from Leash, just outside the border of the county here. And this is one piece that I did in relief. I suppose you could call it mixed media. I like to work, I'm actually studying currently in art college in Wexford, but I like to work through different medium. As I say, this one is combined materials, clay, wire glass and board. I also work, you can see over here, I also work in other reliefs such as plaster, board, combined materials again.
And your set here, Aideen, can you tell me a bit about this set?
Well, this was to enhance, make a feature of the windows in the corner. Most of this building is very industrial. These windows were feature windows that we decided to dress up and make into just like an art piece of its own. Sorry, I'm 2-year-old here.
That's fine.
Yeah, so that's the windows. I also have down on this wall, sorry.
Okay, let's go.
I have some images I did in life drawing. That is a male nude. I don't know if you can catch with the light reflection of the window. It's a nude male drawing in ink, pencil, a little bit of chalk. These are two female nudes with ink again and charcoal.
Where did your inspiration come from those?
Life drawing. I was drawing a nude and I was using different medium.
Right.
So it's again just life drawing.
Have you always been interested in art?
Yeah, I have always been interested in art. Yeah, from a very young age I was creative. I was interested in it. I went to Vitas here in the town a couple of years ago and found that I had a huge interest and creative streak that I wasn't really aware of. You know, I was more creative than I ever believed I was. So I decided to follow it up and go to art college.
So tell me, Aideen, is any of your family involved in art?
Yes, all of my family are performing or involved in the arts.
In what sections?
There's a photographer, a photojournalist, my other brother is in film production, there's a professional dancer and arts performer, and my sister is a makeup artist doing stage makeup, all the makeup arts, you know. And yeah, have a
so
huge
family of
background.
artists.
Yeah, family of artists.
Well done, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, Robert.
Mr. Mel Hughes, let's go. Mel, tell me about these aerial photographs.
Yeah, hi, my name is Mel Hughes.
You want to pick up one there?
These are a series of images I did last year during the great event that is Athy. In its third year this year, which was hugely successful. 2,500 athletes from around the world took part. The event was held here, right here in the square.
So how many was involved in this event, Mel?
I'm sorry?
How many athletes was involved?
2,500 athletes were involved this year,
Right.
and it's continuing to grow. It was 1,400 the year before.
Is this bigger than last year?
Oh, hugely so. It's the largest triathlon in Ireland right now, and the fastest one in Europe.
So you've done a complete coverage, a storybook of the Triathy?
That's correct. Yes. Yeah.
Right, and this is on exhibition.
And these are on exhibition here at the Wet Paint Gallery in Athy.
Excellent.
A great event, and so well attended by those that came with family members, and indeed all of the athletes. They brought their nearest and dearest, and the town itself totally turned out for the event. So it was a huge success in many levels.
So what do you think of this space, Mel?
I think it's a tremendous idea, and to be hanging with local artists and people that have walked the walk long before me is tremendous. I think it's a great event. It's a totally underutilised corner, the busiest corner in the town, and for us to have something like this demonstrating that the town is alive and well is very, very important, with the ShopAthy campaign as well.
Well done, Mel.